I heard the voice note before I even realized I'd pressed play. A soft click, a breath, then her voice, warm, intimate, practiced. "Good night, my love. I miss you." I didn't move, didn't blink, just held the phone in my hand like it was something foreign, something venomous, something that should have burned straight through my skin. The message ended, but I didn't feel the release. My thumb hovered, then tapped again. Replay. Same breath, same tone, same lie wrapped in a whisper. My love. The room felt smaller the second time, colder. I could hear him showering in the next room, steam hissing, water pounding the tiles. He had kissed my forehead minutes earlier, told me he was exhausted, told me social media doesn't matter anymore, told me he had blocked her because he wanted peace between us. Peace. Funny how betrayal always arrives disguised as softness. I kept listening, replay, replay. Each repetition carving a quiet, surgical incision through whatever was left of my trust. He didn't know I still had access to that old synced folder. He didn't know I'd hear her voice. He didn't know anything at all, because I never warned him that I stopped believing his promises weeks ago. The water turned off. His footsteps approached, and I just sat there, phone glowing in my hand, heart steady, mind sharpening into something cold enough to slice. The moment didn't break me, it crystallized me. The lie came long before the voice note. I see that clearly now. Back then it was smoke, thin, shifting, easy to excuse. He started sleeping with his phone face down. He laughed at messages he never showed me. He said her name like it didn't taste sweet on his tongue. But the real shift happened the night he promised he had blocked her. He looked me dead in the eyes, steady, rehearsed, and said, "You're my priority. She's gone." And I wanted to believe him. God, I wanted to. Because the alternative meant I was living beside someone who could lie without flinching, who could take my trust and shape it into something he could use against me. The tiny signs kept stacking, his late replies, his sudden busy evenings, the way he jumped whenever a notification buzzed. I watched, I listened, I waited. Not out of weakness, but precision. People show you the truth if you give them enough quiet space to slip. The voice note wasn't the beginning, it was confirmation. The whisper in the dark finally crawling into the light. My love. The words looped in my mind like a taunt. I didn't break, I didn't scream. I simply inhaled, slowly, letting the betrayal settle where my affection used to live. The truth wasn't a wound, it was a map, a route leading toward the inevitable, and I followed it. I began quietly, no accusations, no outbursts, just observation, the kind that strips a liar down to their bones. I checked message logs, not the obvious ones, the background syncing apps he forgot existed. I traced the timestamps, the deleted files, the archived chats that left shadows even after being wiped. Every secret leaves a footprint. I checked call durations, I checked audio metadata, I checked the shared cloud storage he never remembered signing into. I wasn't searching for a confession, I was assembling a verdict. And all the while, I played the role he expected, the calm partner, the understanding listener, the one who believed in him. Inside, the storm grew teeth. He talked to her again 2 days later, another voice note, this time only 5 seconds, just enough for her to giggle and say, "Text me when she sleeps." I didn't sleep, I didn't blink, I kept documenting, tracking, collecting, not for revenge, for clarity. Truth is a sharper weapon when it's earned with patience. He kissed me goodnight without realizing I already knew what his mouth tasted like when it belonged to someone else. The final evidence came wrapped in an unassuming notification, a synced audio file auto-uploaded at 2:17 a.m. Her again, soft, laughing. "You don't have to pretend anymore," she said. "She'll figure it out eventually. Pretend." Eventually, the truth clicked into place, clean and merciless. When he walked into the kitchen that morning, stretching, pretending to be tired from sleep instead of from whispering into someone else's phone, I slid my device across the table. I pressed play. The voice note filled the air, delicate as poison. He froze. Color drained from his face. His lips parted, searching for words, explanations, anything he could weaponize. I can explain." I stared at him, expression still, heartbeat steady. "I know," I said quietly. "You usually can." The silence after that was heavier than any scream. He broke. I didn't. He reached for me. I stepped back. He begged. I listened, but not to him, to the way panic reshaped his voice. He asked if we could fix it. I didn't answer. Instead, I placed the printed timeline on the table. Screenshots, logs, recordings, everything arranged with surgical precision. A narrative of his deceit written in his own digital fingerprints. He stared at it all, horror widening his eyes. "You planned this?" he whispered. "No," I corrected. "You did." He swallowed hard, realizing this wasn't a fight. It was a eulogy. "For us?" he asked, voice trembling. "For the version of me that trusted you," I said. Then I walked past him, not slamming doors, not raising my voice, not giving him the satisfaction of chaos. Calm destruction leaves deeper scars. I didn't cry afterward. People assume endings demand tears. They don't. Sometimes they demand stillness, an acceptance that the person you loved was only real in your imagination, not in their actions. I replayed her voice one last time, not out of pain, but closure. "My love," she whispered again. But it no longer stung. The words belonged to them now, tangled in their deceit, their secrecy, their collapse. Not mine. I deleted the file, then the folder, then every trace of him from the life I rebuilt quietly in the background of his lies. The truth didn't break me, it freed me, and walking away was the cleanest cut I ever made.